talking about that the Egyptians were white and seeing this new movie that just came out and actually believing that bullshit, there's something wrong with you. This is the Negroid Pharaoh. Play the video.
According to Nahum chapter 3 and verse 9, he says that the people from Ethiopia and Egypt had a power that was boundless, limitless, without limit. And that was written in 714 BC, right around the same time that Isaiah 18 was written. So what we're dealing with here is that we're dealing with a group of people, black people from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, that were basically presidents of the planet, if you will. People who ruled three-fifths of human beings, if you will, viewed as animals, viewed as tools to build the dreams of the Europeans. People with clear aphoid feature, nose, profile, and it was just incontrovertible. The facts, the reality that black people had designed this civilization.
Oh yeah, just to go into it, the reason why we were cast out from Kemet, which is Egypt or Egypt Patat, the reason why we were cast out is because we violated the 42 laws of Ma'at. Now, what did we exactly violate? When we were violating these laws, the Creator, the Lord, told us, do not violate these laws and do not use your power to create other types of humanoids on this planet. And that's exactly what we did. You see all these races of people, these so-called races or ethnicities of people in the world. This coming from Negroes. So keep watching. So for those who just don't seem to understand, here's a video for you to wake up.
On the other hand, we have the tremendous civilization that black people had created.
There was a definite crisis of the conscience because there were white brothers really intensely fighting this thing called slavery, and they were
Now, People are under the impression that this mass slavery with these giant slave ships actually happened. I'm gonna have to get on that too. Slavery did not happen the way you people think it did. The movie Roots, I'm gonna have to debunk that soon because you people are under the impression of a bunch of lies. There's a reason why they call it history, people. There's a reason why they call it that, but you guys don't understand. There was a lot of things done at that time frame to de- try to sabotage. For example,
Ignore. Just refuse to publish any facts of African history that don't go along with our racial theories. We need to create a religious and a scientific doctrines that African slavery won't appear that bad after all.
What we need to do is flood the world with new African histories that contain our European perspectives only.
Start renaming people and places. Replace African names with Arabic and European names. This will disguise their true black identity.
Let's change the criteria for defining race. For example, one drop of Negro blood in America makes you a Negro, no matter how light the skin.
Yes, when reporting ancient African history, reverse the standard. No matter how dark the skin, woolly the hair, or thick the lips, you don't have to be a Negro.
When black contribution to civilization is too obvious, let's find a way to attribute it to outside white influences.
When all the ancient historians contradict your theory, I will just discredit them.
Chancellor Williams was a scholar, and we feel that his observations have a lot of merit to them. But there are his personal observations. Talk about the rewriting of history. We have to set that in the context that we're talking about during the 1800s is when this started. We're not really talking about contemporary scholars primarily on dealing with this subject. You could not go from Egypt being a Negro civilization to being a white civilization without rewriting it.
look how beautiful we were, people. Something bad happened. I'm gonna be getting on that story soon. A lot of people are under a lot of misconceptions. So it's just time to wake up, okay? And yes, these dog-like beings that look like humanoids with humanoid bodies and these other types of entities did exist in those time frames. These are not just symbolisms, people. This was the world before any other race. It was these people who created all the other so-called races of people on the planet, because these people were the root. A lot of people think a bunch of things that make no sense whatsoever. There is a reason why black people, you're so-called black people, because they're not black, you're highly melanated. It's called melanin, or black, dark matter. You see, it's related to dark matter, the stuff that's in outer space. That's the reason why we're so unique and so different. But people are under the impression that the Negro of today is the same as the Asiatic Negro or the Asiatic African or the Asiatic Ethiopian African of that time frame. They're very much different because that was our true identity back then. You're looking at it right now. We've been bombarded and watered down, and a lot of the information has been bombarded and watered down, pushed to the wayside. So a lot of people don't know about this information. So I feel that it's only right to bring it up to your attention today. For educational purposes, of course. You guys would have never imagined any of this, right? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm telling you, there's more than meets the eye.